Welcome back. This is lesson 10 in this section of the training working with data, cells, rows, and columns. Still on the training how to get started with Excel. In this lesson, we'll be looking at how you can insert cells, rows, and columns. I am Amaka Ifebunando, your instructor. We'll be looking at how to insert cells first. To insert a cell, you select the cell where you want to insert it. I'm just inserting a single cell, so I select a single cell. If I want to insert a range, I'll select a range. So I'll be illustrating how to insert just a cell. Select the cell where you want to insert the new cell. You can either use the cell section under the home tab. Just click on your home tab, go to the cell section. You see an insert option. Click on the drop down arrow beside it. Then click on insert cell. Now the dialog box of insert comes up, and by default, if you want to insert cell, it pushes the cell you selected downwards. That is, it shifts it downward and insert the new one at the point you've selected. It's either you go with this or you select shift cells right. And when you select this, it will shift the cell right. While doing the range, I will be using the second option. So let's use this default that shifts cell down so that you can see how it works. I'll click OK, and immediately you can see the cell has been shifted down and a new cell has been inserted. Now there is this button here, we call it the insert option button. It has three options where you can format the inserted cell as the cell above, as the cell below, or declare formatting. So do you want to format the inserted cell based on the formatting cell above it, or based on the formatting cell below it, or you want to clear formatting? It depends on you. So I'll be using format as above, and I'll select this. And that is how you insert cell using this option, going to the home tab under the cell section, clicking this and selecting the insert cell. Now I'll undo this action and also illustrate how you can insert a cell using the shortcut menu. I've selected this and I'll right click. When I right click, this is what we call the shortcut menu in Excel. Instead of going to the home tab, cell section, insert, I just right click and I'll click on insert. As you can see, we still have the insert dialog box up, and I'll select OK, and it does the work right. A new cell has been inserted. So that's how you insert a single cell in Excel. I'll undo this and also illustrate how to insert a range of cells. If I want to insert a range of cells, I'll select the range. Maybe I want to insert another cell. I'll select the range of the cell where I want it to be inserted in this area. So what I'll do, I'll either use the shortcut menu, right, or I'll go to the home tab under the cell section, click on the insert, the arrow key down, and click on insert cell. Immediately say shift cell right, and definitely that's what I want to do because I selected range. Immediately by default it shifts cell right. If I want to shift it down, I'll say shift cells down. So I'm shifting the cell right. I'll click OK. Watch and see what happens. So this cell has been shifted right, and a new cell range based the number of cell range I selected inserted. You see that is the number that I selected has been inserted. Remember, your insert option button is here. You can format as left and as right. So do you want to format as this the cells on the left side, or do you want to format as the cells on the right side, or do you want to just clear formatting? Whichever option you select it right. I'll just select format as left. So that's how you insert range of cell. I'll still undo this and show us how we can insert a row. In inserting a row, I can select a single cell and right click, use the right click and click on insert. Then I'll select the entire row. Right, I'll select this entire, when the dialog box pops up, I select this entire row. So when I select it, you see the action that happens. So I've inserted an entire row. So what it does by default is to insert it above the selected cell. It inserts it. So when you are inserting a row, it inserts it above the selected cell. Right, because I selected a cell, it will insert it above the selected cell. I'll undo and still show you another way you can insert a row. The way you can insert it is to select the row. Let's say I want to insert a row. I'll select the entire row. I'll just right click as I select and I'll click on insert. Immediately it inserts it above the selected row. If I want to insert more than one row, what I'll do is I'll select the number of range of rows I want to insert. See, I've selected 4 and watch what happens. I can go to the home tab under the cell section. I can still use this insert and I'll say insert sheet rows. So it knows that I'm inserting more than one rows, and immediately the 4 I selected inserted. Right. So you can use any of the method in inserting. Just ensure if you are selecting more than one rows, it will insert more than one row. If you want to insert only one row, it will insert only one row. And if you select a cell to insert a row, you have to choose the option insert row. So I'll undo all this action, take me back, cancel all the actions so that we can illustrate how to insert column. Now I've selected just a cell and I want to insert a column. I go to my home tab under the cell section. I'll click on the drop down button on insert, then I'll say insert sheet column. Right, as you can see, it will insert it to the left. I believe this is the left hand side of the selected cell. Remember, I selected it, so immediately it inserted it. It shifted the selected one to the right, and it's to the right. Yes, it shifted the selected column to the right and inserted the new column. So the insert button to pops up, asking, do I want to format as left, or do I want to format as right, or do I want to clear formatting? I'll just format as left, and that is it. Right. So this is how you insert a single column. Let me undo this and let's also illustrate how you can insert more than one column. To insert more than one column, maybe I want to insert 2 columns. I can select the entire column. I'll select 2 columns. As I select these 2 columns and I right click and I just select the insert, immediately you see 2 columns have been inserted because I selected 2 columns to insert. And remember, your insert option button helps you to format either as left, as right, or you clear formatting. So I'll just use format as left, right. So this is really how you go about inserting cells, inserting rows, and inserting columns in Excel. This brings us to the end of this lesson. See you in the next lesson.